Hey everybody, and welcome to another CP short. It's been a long time since we've seems like it's been a long time since we've been in touch with you guys, and we apologize for that. Things got a little busy. Joel was in India, Kyle was off busy getting some things done, and with AJ being down in Lindenwood, we just haven't been able to get anything out. We will be back with a new episode next week. We know that's been a long time coming, but we really hope that you're looking forward to the next one. It's going to be a really good one, a great story with some great information on the back end of it. That being said, everything's going on. Please check out our functional movement series. We've got 16 videos. They're coming out once a week. We just posted week 3 this week. They're super good exercises. We got a web page coming from them. It'll be www.clinicallypress.com/functional movements. So you can go right to that and find all 16 of them if you choose to go through on those. If you ever have any questions on that, send us an email, shoot us a message. We'll be happy to answer for you and get you squared up. Along with that, Paragon Nutrition still up and running strong. Just had another bout of catalyst come through. We're excited that they're getting everything back and doing everything with that. If you want to find a supplement company, these guys are it. How they do it, the care they take into it, the research they put into it, it's amazing. It's bar none some of the highest levels that we've encountered in our looking around for supplements. So go to paragonfn.com and at checkout use promo code CP15, that's CP15 for 15% off at checkout. They appreciate the support, obviously, and so do we, utilizing that checkout code. Moving on to the actual point of this CP short. This one we're calling Why Do We Go to Extremes? And this is kind of a culmination of some things that have come up over the past week or so. A lot of it stems from some of my trip to India. That was really eye-opening for me, and just a lot of times and seeing different things over there, plus also some different things that I heard around here just on some different podcasts and everything with that, and also having come back from a dry needling course this past weekend. The guy that taught it, Eric Mitz, chiropractor out of southern Indiana, just really opened my eyes to some stuff, and so we just wanted to talk about it. Kind of first, what really started the thought process on this, I was listening to a podcast, I won't name names, but they were discussing foam rolling, and we believe in foam rolling. We think it's beneficial, but that's really comes up to, is it beneficial for you? Like, do you feel like it's beneficial to you? Do you feel better when you're off of it? Do you feel like it's actually accomplishing something? And these guys had picked about 3 studies and just were railing on the fact that none of the data, came out and showed that it was beneficial. So their whole concept on is, it's not even worth it. Like, why do it? Like, you can do it, great, but we're not going to recommend it because there's no data to support it. And that kind of caught me by surprise a little bit, just because of how much these guys do in terms of looking at multiple aspects of, rehab and so on and so forth. And then we discussed over this weekend at the dry needling seminar about the evidence-based paradigm, and that it often gets confused, and I'm guilty as this as anybody, is just because it's evidence-based doesn't mean you have to listen just to the research. You got to see what the practical application of it is. You got to know what your clinical experience is and what is beneficial with all of that and what works best. And I think that's where this kind of falls in. And so it started me thinking a little bit more, why do people go to the extremes of these things? Like, surely there are some things that are just not good or are really good, and we should jump in on them and go for. But you get people that are so anti this or anti that, or this diet sucks, but our diet's okay, and so on and so forth. And it's frustrating because it's hard to know what's good and what's not. It kind of comes along with this insta famous. You basically are saying what you have to get some notice, get some likes, get people to pay attention to you, because that's how people get the reputations out. And I think that can be good-ish if it's not potentially putting people in danger or leading people astray. I really struggle with this one because I hate when people ask me, what about this specific thing? And my response more often than I want it to be, but it seems to be the most justified and best one is, well, it depends. It all depends on the person, and I think that's what makes clinicians strong, and really makes, separates people, is when you can help a variety of people, even if it's with the same condition, because not everything is going to work across the board. It just doesn't. Certain diets don't work for different people. Reasons why? It could be genetics. We don't know how to exactly pin that down yet. Workouts. Certain people train so differently, and their body responds to everything just a little bit differently. That can be really challenging, but also that's kind of how it is. And when a coach or a personal trainer or whatever it may be can recognize that and adapt it to you, there you go. Uh, so kind of coming back to the end of all this is, I think we are very middle of the road. There's some things that we agree with. There's some things that we don't fully, but it's because we just don't go to the extremes of any specific thing in any specific way. We're very big on rehab. Kyle with a lot of his DNS stuff, but he doesn't shy away from soft tissue. He doesn't shy away from adjustments. He uses all of those to help, but then also ties in nutrition. I'm going to speak for AJ a little bit, but he doesn't dive into one diet. He dives into the concepts, and then it's what diet fits yours. Some can be more applicable to a broader scale, most definitely. But again, it all comes back down to what fits for you. For me, I treat different people with the same injury differently all the time based on how they're responding. I've got my go-tos, but I'm not so married to the fact that I have to stay with them. Even with my personal health and well-being, I still like to enjoy certain things in life. So I'm never going to sit there and say, you have to do this. I've got my own things I got to work on. And while we do, that's fine. But I also am always coming back to what works for you. And that's the bottom line of this. Ask people, be open to what other, different ideas. You may find something that makes a lot of sense in your mind. Give it a try. But if it's not working for you, it's not the end-all be-all. There are so many different things that could potentially get you the same results that you were looking for. And I think, again, that's extremely, extremely important, to not get caught up in something. And if you listen to one thing, and since this podcast, it says foam rolling sucks, you might listen to another that said, this is the greatest thing ever. Well, I think we've seen mostly in life that it's not that black and white. There's a huge area of gray, and that's where we got to kind of live and figure out, again, what works best for us. So with that, we're looking forward to getting back to a full episode next week. We should have another CP short or clinical insight this coming week. Just again, from this dry needling course, minds were blown. Well, at least mine. And anybody who happened to be at that course is listening to it, hope you had as much fun and learned as much as I did, because I thought it was amazing. But with that, we hope you guys have a good rest of your middle of the week, getting through Wednesday, and we will talk to you on the next clinical insight or wellness insight coming up here in the next couple of days. Talk to you later, guys.